Now, much like some of the biggest companies out there, we are going to install PhotoGrid on the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud services. And in addition to the Elastic Compute Cloud, we are also going to use a couple of other services such as the Simple Storage service or the S3 storage. Amazon is a leader in cloud computing services. With that said, let's have a look at some of the most prominent customers that rely on Amazon's cloud services for their businesses. So we've got companies like Expedia, Pinterest, Comcast, Airbnb, Code.org, Netflix, Nokia, Shazam, Pfizer, Adobe, and even NASA. So you can easily see why Amazon Web Services is such an important thing to understand for every developer who's working with either Node.js or virtually with any ecosystem. If you have to achieve success in your online startup or in your online business, you have to get your app on the cloud. So with that said, I'll go back to Amazon Web Services. Now, before we get started with AWS or Amazon Web Services, you must have a valid Amazon account with a valid credit card linked. Once you have that, you can simply go to aws.amazon.com and you can sign up for the free tier, which gives you a host of services virtually free of cost for a period of 1 year. So you've got the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. This is where we're going to set up our server. Then you have the Amazon S3 storage. This is what we're going to use, and we're going to use a couple of other services as well. So simply go on the sign up button and sign in with your valid Amazon account. I already have an account at Amazon Web Services. So I'm just going to go back to the page. I'm going to go on my account and we'll click on the Amazon Web Services Management Console. Once I click on this, I would need to log in. So let's log into my account. And we'll be taken straight to the Amazon Web Services console. So the first thing that we'll do in the console is we'll go to the S3 storage by clicking on the S3 button here. And we'll start by creating a bucket. So imagine the bucket as a folder sitting on a server. As it says here, you can read, write, and delete objects ranging in size from 1 byte to 5 terabytes each. The number of objects you can store is unlimited. Each object is stored in a bucket with a unique key that you assign. But remember one thing, that we have signed up for the free tier. You will need to go on the pricing page on the Amazon Web Services site and find out the appropriate pricing for the kind of storage that you want. So without any further delay, let's simply click on the create bucket button and let's give a name to our bucket. So this would be called PhotoGrid because that's the name of our app. So you can see that it says here a bucket is a container for objects stored in Amazon S3. When creating a bucket, you can choose a region to optimize for latency. So let's say if your app is located in one of these regions or near to one of these regions, you can select that particular region and the performance of the S3 bucket would be optimized for your location. Okay. So we'll just leave it to Oregon and we'll click on create. And what this does is this creates our folder or bucket as Amazon calls it. You can see here that says PhotoGrid. I'm going to click on PhotoGrid and right now it says that the bucket PhotoGrid is empty. To test this out, we'll simply click on the upload button and I'm going to click on add files. And let's pick a few files here. And let's click on open and we'll click on start upload. So you can see that the files are getting uploaded. And once the files are uploaded, you can see that the files are listed over here. Now, if you click on any one of the files, let's say if I click on this file, and if I click on properties, then one of the things that I'm going to get is this link. And this is the link that you can use to access this file from your web application. Now, if you right click here, and if I click on open link in new tab, notice what happens. The file does not show up. Instead, it says access denied. You get this XML message which says access denied. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the console, we'll right click on this particular image and we'll click on make public. And it says here, are you sure you want to make desert.jpg public? So we'll click on OK. I'll go back to the page over here and I'm going to click on refresh. And you can see that the image now loads up fine. But this isn't a very intuitive process to access the files on the S3 storage. So in the next video, we'll solve this problem.